It's a bear. Hey, good morning. What's up? This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in absolutely lovely Lauderdale by the Sea. Beautiful, 60 degrees out. Very unusual weather for this time of year in April. Normally we get hot. We have two kinds of weather here, two seasons here. We have hot season and we have cooler season. Well, it's definitely beautiful out there. Look at that water too. Man, I could just sit here and look at that all day. Well, let's move along to yesterday's report here. And by the way, yesterday's video, I don't know what happened, but we put it out. I watched it. It seemed to be fine. Then all of a sudden, well, I'll get to that in a moment and get to some. I'm gonna answer some of the comments that were placed on yesterday's video, or the second video that we put out yesterday. And to start out today's subject, there's a sucker born every minute, and we're all suckers, folks. To some degree, we're all suckers. Our expertise is limited in so many different ways. We may be an expert. I am an expert at selling and buying and selling precious metals. I'm an expert in rare coins and currency and some other things too in the collectible fields besides precious metals. And there's folks out there, they're experts in brain surgery. There's experts in, mechanical experts that can fix any car. So everybody has their expertise in some area. But to think that your expertise extends to all different areas is really not true. And this is where you have to rely on other people to get your data, to get your information, to actually learn. And again, that's the purpose of my show here, is I'm here to teach you how to fish. I'm here to teach you how to buy and sell precious metals. I'm not here to just show you or give it to you or say, hey, listen, this is what you need. I'm here to teach you to make your own decisions and to be your own thinker, to be an independent thinker. And you don't find that very much out there. What the world wants out there is the world wants suckers. They want a sucker born every moment, every minute, because suckers, you can make money off suckers. I've been a sucker many times in different things. And in fields that I don't have a lot of expertise in, I've been a sucker. For example, my video yesterday was a lot about cryptocurrencies. And I know for a fact if I got into the crypto market, I would be a sucker because I just don't know how that game is played, and I don't know how it's rigged, really. And I think a lot of the people that play that game, I don't even think they believe it's rigged against them. And of course the game is rigged. Don't let that stop you. If you don't play, you can't win. And this is a saying I'm constantly repeating over and over. It's my mantra, pretty much. Of course the game is rigged, but if you don't play, you can't win. And this is what I'm here to teach you in precious metals. I'm teaching you how to win in precious metals, how to play the game yourself, be an independent thinker. I mean, if I'm not around, you can't just go listen to people. I'm an expert, and here's what you should do. Here's what an expert should do, in my opinion, and I'm an expert in my field, I believe. An expert shouldn't just tell you what to do. He should tell you why you're doing it. Why am I buying this? Why am I selling this? Why do I want to buy this? Why not just buy this and do this and do what I say? That doesn't help you at all, folks. What happens when that guy's wrong, or what happens if he's not around anymore? Who makes the decisions then? And I believe this applies to everything in life, not just, I think that you should gain some sort of expertise, learn for yourselves. Just stop listening to everybody. Listening to people is what got us in trouble. Not listening to people trying to teach you, listening to people that are trying to tell you how to live, tell you what to buy, tell you this, tell you that. And that's what you pretty much got out there. And the problem is with that, it's like with cryptos too. There's a lot of people involved with the crypto markets that just bought in because, hey, a buddy of mine made millions of dollars, or I heard that this, or Elon Musk is in it, or they have no expertise in it other than zero expertise, and they don't take the time to learn that market either. Yet they blab and they go out there and they make comments and dare anybody say something against cryptos. They're the first people to bleed out their defense of something they really don't understand that well. So again, as far as cryptos go, I do discuss cryptos quite a bit because just some of the stupid comments and information that are put out there about cryptos, and some of the things that I think people just don't really understand about it as well, that I'm learning about. And again, the comments that I've made about crypto yesterday, the comments I make are not just comments I pulled out of my ass somewhere. They're not just comments I'm making up. I'm listening to other smart people that are involved with the crypto markets and to what they say. And again, I think there's a place for cryptocurrencies. I really do. And again, I don't want to digress because I already talked about that yesterday, but I'm just kind of bringing up some points about how expertise is really important, listening to people that know what they're talking about, and trying not to be suckers anymore. I mean, because there is a sucker born every moment, and that's been that's been the case for thousands and thousands, and it will always be the case. There will always be suckers out there, but I just don't want you to be one of them, folks. And when it comes to precious metals, if you're listening to me, you won't be. So, of course, the game is rigged. Don't let that stop you. If you don't play, you can't win. And that applies to cryptos. That game is rigged too. And that's basically what I was saying yesterday. And I don't think some people don't really want to hear that. They don't want to hear that that game is rigged. And of course, when you point that out, there's automatic denial. So right off the bat, you know that as soon as someone gets into that denial or that fight back mode, you know that they really don't know themselves, and that you're kind of shocking them with information that's causing them to kind of lash out at you. So let's take a look at yesterday's video. It kind of sucked. I got it up and everything, and then I got this error later on. It says playback ID, whatever. I noticed I could play it in like really low, low quality here, 360. It would play, but for some reason I kept getting this playback, and I guess most of you did too. Yesterday's video hardly got looked at. I'm going to answer a few comments for a few of the people that did get a chance to see it. And again, it's still down. Take a look at this. Yesterday's video is still down. However, Marcelo did a great job, and he put up the second video, which is more or less the same video, but it actually went up and worked this time. Let me answer a few comments, because we do have a few comments here on the first one. Prestia Precious Metals said about yesterday, and no, Prestia, Mr. Prestia, I wasn't just referring to you when I was talking about clueless crypto people. Boomer talk. It's not just boomer talk, sir. You know, you got to see the downside to even crypto. I mean, I can tell you all about gold, silver, and platinum. I can tell you how the game is rigged. I can tell you maybe who's doing it and stuff like that. Can you tell me that about crypto markets, Mr. Prestia? Or would you, for that matter? Or would you just say that crypto markets are not manipulated at all? It won't be, and everything I said was incorrect yesterday? Because more or less what I was saying is that the crypto markets are highly manipulated. You got the big whales in there. You got the BlackRocks. You got the JPs. You've got, now they're talking about doing ETFs, and you got Coinbase out there. So Bitcoin, the cowboy days of Bitcoin running up and down and being run and operated, or basically most of the operators in Bitcoin being Bitcoin people, small guys that were running that market. Now it's filled with whales, and whales eat small fish, and Mr. Prestia, you and I are small fish. The same thing applies to precious metals markets, except we know how that I know how that market is rigged. If you can tell me how to make money in cryptos and how the big whales have rigged it and are rigging it and are going to continue to rig it, I'd like to listen to that, because I'd like to see the philosophy on how to win on that particular deal. Jim C. says digital currency is useless to blind people. I'm 95% blind and cannot see or use a smartphone. Interesting point, Jim, and I do appreciate you watching. I cannot even see your YouTube. I listen to YouTube. Hey, Jim, thanks for listening. I really appreciate it. I really do. Digital currency will leave 10 million people who are blind behind. I don't know if that might be true, Jim. It may or may not be. I think that it's kind of interesting when you think about that. I think blind people, there's Braille keyboards and there's all types of things that I don't think it'll leave. And again, I'm not dissing or promoting crypto coin here necessarily, but I don't think that's the case. I think blind people will be caught up with the technology. Some smart people will be out there to figure out how to help blind people use cryptocurrencies as well. I don't see that as an issue, but no less, I still see crypto as being an issue. My issue with crypto here, my bottom line issue, Prestia, Jim, and everyone else in cryptos, is the fact that it's fiat. It's backed by nothing. It's zero. And the fact that it moves up and down so quickly negates its use as money. People want something fairly stable as money, or something backed. That's backed by something stable, like gold or silver. So they don't want a currency that moves up and down in such large degrees. And that's exactly what cryptos do. They're basically like, it seems like a stock market of some sort, but more or less, the more people that buy into it, the higher it goes. And that's not a Ponzi, even though that's kind of a definition of a Ponzi. The more people that put their money into it, the people that are privy and get out of it quickly win. That's kind of how a Ponzi scheme works. But cryptos are not Ponzi's. I know that. I'm not saying they're Ponzi's, but knowing how that game is rigged is very important. And anyone that says that the crypto markets are not rigged is in denial and an illusion. I know the markets that I'm involved with are rigged, but I know how it's done, and I know how to win on this deal. If you can show me the same thing when it comes to cryptos, the first person that says, "Yeah, I know it's rigged, Brian. I know exactly how it's rigged, and this is how I'm making money playing that game," I got respect for that for sure. Master Census says rhodium is the only precious metal. Rhodium is an ultra cool, really cool metal. In fact, take the word rhodium right here and put it in YouTube search engine, and you'll see all kinds of cool videos on rhodium and its properties and stuff like that. There's some scientists and chemists out there that do some cool stuff with rhodium as well. Definitely Master Sensei, cool stuff. Undisturbed King says, "Let's go." There's a British guy I watch it, does crime videos, that says, "Let's goo." Is that how the British say go, goo? So, thanks for watching, Mr. Kingdom. XOXO says, "For those who didn't watch 60 Minutes last night, Jerome Powell, #1 at the Fed, assure us that the economy is doing just fine. They don't see inflation over 2%. Yeah, what world are they living in? I agree exactly with you, hugs and kisses. I wonder where he's buying his gasoline and groceries, too. I know. Isn't that crazy? People that say there's no inflation or very little inflation have never run a household. Just ask anyone that has children, has people they have to feed, and buy insurance and school. No inflation, my ass. 2%, my ass. And as I said, look, right here, there's a sucker born every moment, and if you believe that inflation is only 2%, you are a sucker. And again, I think a lot of us are suckers out there. A lot of us do believe mainstream media. A lot of us do believe our governments. So there's a lot of suckers out there. Tom Stone says, "Go watch a movie with Wesley Snipes, Sandy Bullison, Demolition Man, you'll see how Credit Cube works." Thanks, Tom. I will. I'll take a look at that. If Demolition Man, I've never seen it. Thanks for watching, Tom, and thanks for bringing it up. In fact, I'll kind of see. I'll take a look and see if I can find that movie. Tom 2 says video does not play. It says no connection. I know, Tom. Take a look at this right there. No connection. Again, I think it could be played in a very low quality sometimes, half the time. But I don't know what happened to my video yesterday. We uploaded it. It was fine for a little bit, and then it just went wacky. Faye Life says, "I look forward to your videos." Thank you, Faye. I look forward to you watching them as well. Mr. Kingdom, there you are again. Alchemist. Boy, there's a cool word. There are modern-day alchemists that I'm sure that are trying to find ways to create gold, and they have, actually. I heard in a nuclear reactor, in one of those big things, colliders, too, they've created isotopes of gold, and it costs them millions of dollars to create an isotope. So I can't see them creating gold anytime in the near future here. Jim C. says the people who live in Puerto Rico go find out how worthless cryptos and digital currencies are when there is no power and no internet. We have family down there who had to send them currency through the U.S. mail so they could buy food and water. They were without power for weeks. Absolutely. Again, one of the benefits. I am not a fan of fiat money. I'm always railing on the U.S. dollar is backed by nothing. Its buying power gets worse and worse every year. But it's still, at least in the event of no power or no internet, or in a situation where that stuff is just, again, not available at all, where you don't have availability to it, at least with bills, you have something. You can do some kind of exchange or something like that with people. If you have no internet or power, and that is where your source of money or income comes from, you're screwed, period. And you're absolutely right, Jim. Let me move over to the video that actually worked yesterday. Here, and again, we had to repost that video. Here's the first one. If you look, you'll see that it says an error occurred when you go to try to play it. So we did repost that video yesterday, and it did go up again. And I got a few more questions here I got to answer. Michael Matthews said I had the option to get into Bitcoin way back. First question asked, what backs and what happens when there's no power or internet? No one can answer, so I passed on it. No regrets. Same thing. I kind of looked. Actually, I looked at Bitcoin. Get this. This is kind of funny. When it was like $5 per Bitcoin, and I said that's kind of cool. I'm a technology guy. No, don't get me wrong. I'm not a Bitcoin hater. I like technology. I think it's a cool shit. I think the future is all about technology, right? But I'm all about sound money. And if you're going to have money, you need to have sound money. And cryptocurrencies, as of now, are not sound money. They're fiat, no matter how you slice it and dice it. And some people just don't want to hear that. That's my only issue with cryptos. Fiat. If it was backed by something, I'd be cool with it. And that's my issue with the US dollar, the same thing. But the problem, again, cryptos, no power, no internet, you're screwed. I felt the same exact way, sir. But I actually looked at Bitcoin at $5, and I was going to buy it. I was all set. I went online. I'm saying I'm going to buy like $100. I wish I did, actually. I would have had quite a bit of money right now, apparently, if I had kept the password or something. But I'm terrible with passwords too. Believe me on that. I can't tell you how many times I've lost passwords or forgotten them. But no less, I was going to buy about $100 worth, which would have been about 20 Bitcoin. And I went online, and I was pretty savvy with computers, and I just couldn't figure out how or where to buy it. I had a friend of mine that could have helped me, but I just forgot to do it, and here we go. And because of that, I'm not a billionaire. Sorry, folks, and I got no regrets. Actually, there's a lot of things I could have done. I could have gone to Vegas and rolled the dice and hit it 10 times in a row and made $1 million too. You know, the luck. You know, a lot of it's about luck, timing and luck. Mike Matthews says the expiration date on digital currency is to force people to hoard something that cannot be bartered for. Therefore, I can't see that working. Absolutely, if you put an expiration date like the Chinese are doing on their new crypto yuan or whatever they're trying to do, Chinese already have this social platform that if you do things they don't like, you can't get on a bus, you can't get on a plane, you can't open a bank account. So Chinese are already using computers and stuff to create databases and files, just like we're kind of doing here on people. And again, if they don't like what you do, they can cut you out of society completely, like you don't exist. By putting an expiration date, the Chinese, by putting an expiration date on their cryptos, they are forcing people to spend money. However, good money will drive out bad money. And basically, or is it the opposite? Gresham's law. But more or less, people will hoard good money, which will be gold and silver, or monies or products that they think are good, tradable and barterable, just like Michael says here. And they'll get rid of crap, which would be cryptos with expiration dates. Heather Sutton says, I heard today that crypto is backed by nothing. You asked the way it's traded is Wi-Fi, so they're going to destroy the internet. In Switzerland, one building was taken out. Yeah, kind of what I'm talking about. You know, if the infrastructure goes down in any way, shape, or form, you know, even what if we had a major solar flare that just wiped out hard drives across the fucking world? Excuse my language. Where would we be then? Landshark says, ask Venezuelan if they take payments in gold and silver. Of course they do. Hey, Brian, will you do a trade for gold and silver? Got about 5? Of course I do trades. Come on at any time, Landshark. I mean, there's some money that's going to have to exchange hands for the trade, but I'll do my best for you. Heart of Aries says, I've been getting junk silver for $4 over spot. That is an excellent deal. That's what we're getting. Spot plus $4, Heart of Aries. Best deal out there. Way better than Silver Eagles. Lawton Zetas Des Plantes. Such ignorance about crypto should not be shared with anybody. Please, people, do not share this bullshit. How come crypto people can easily diversify? First off, I guess Lawton is kind of pissed about my video yesterday. And Lawton, kind of what I was talking about earlier. You know, it's not bullshit, Lawton. I'm bringing up very valid points about cryptos and how, you know, they are manipulated. And cryptos are not backed by anything. They are fiat. And I didn't say they were better than a U.S. dollar. I just pointed the advantage of having a paper dollar versus a crypto and the loss of power internet. I brought up all real facts here, sir. And I wasn't making the stuff up. I brought up the same facts and the same questions most smart people and independent thinkers would ask. So it's not bullshit, sir. How come crypto people can easily diversify into silver and gold, but gold and silver bugs can't diversify into Bitcoin? That's not true either. I believe you can do both, my understanding. Anybody want to make a comment here and reply on today's video and explain a lot on how you can exchange? I think there's a few gold sites that actually take Bitcoin. So yeah, you can go both ways on that. If all the power and internet go down in the world, we will have bigger problems. The only thing worth having is ammunition. Absolutely incorrect, sir. I don't think that's true at all. Ammunition won't do you much good. My philosophy on the Armageddon type scenario where people think they're going to need ammunition, my philosophy is if you need more than 7 shots to protect yourself, you might get the frick out of town because it's just going to go to hell in a handbasket. What are you going to do? lock yourself up in a home, turn your home into a bunker, and be firing your 10,000 rounds of AR-15 out your door while people are trying to steal your food? I don't think so, folks. I don't think it goes down like that at all. I think what you basically see is you just see if supermarkets close down, everything closes down, you can't eat ammunition. And that's exactly what you're going to see. It's just mass starvation on that kind of level. Again, in an Armageddon situation, which I don't see. So I don't see any need to buy ammunition other than, a small amount if you're a hunter and a small amount if you're a shooter, just because it's quite rare right now. Again, it may become rare in the future because of legislation. So buying ammunition may be good on that level, but as far as anyone that thinks that they're going to bunker down at their home, they're going to be fighting off droves of zombie, like in an apocalypse type situation, you've been watching too many movies. I'm sorry. Too many video games. Your old school ideas are ridiculous. Your old school ideas are ridiculous. Most fiat money is digital already and not backed by anything than Bitcoin with an endless supply. Well, you know what? Hey, this is definitely for sure. We both agree 100% on this. But it's not old school. You apparently agree with me. Most fiat money is dollars are already digitalized. When the Fed creates dollars, a lot of times all they're doing is putting digital dollars into a bank account somewhere. But they do have to print it as well. Most fiat money is not anything, blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry. I guarantee when Elon Musk drag, I love this one too. Thanks for replying too, Lawton. Nothing personal or anything. I didn't take it personal as well, but I just want to reply to some of your comments here. I guarantee you when Elon Musk drags a meteor into orbit to mine that, you will see a steep decrease in gold. No, I don't think that Elon is going to be dragging any meteorites into our orbit to mine anytime soon. Elon can't even get a self-driving car to drive itself after promising us that yearly, every single year. He has promised that his self-driving car would be out that year, and Elon still hasn't produced a self-driving car. And there's a lot of reasons behind that. I think it's mostly marketing bullshit. So, and I like Elon. I think he's a really smart businessman, but a lot of his stuff is hype and bullshit. And just because remember what I talked about earlier, geniuses, he's a sucker as well, in my opinion. Just because he's a genius in his particular area, which would be what he made a lot of money in PayPal. He's made a lot of money in Tesla. He was at the right place at the right time with the electric automobile. But I think he's going to be in big trouble with VW coming out. But I digress again. Bitcoin, I believe, is the only way to avoid World War III because they will fight to have the world reserve status. That's an interesting point, and Lawton, and kind of that's actually a good thought. I think a decentralized payment system does have some merit as far as who wants to be the world power and currency. But here's what you're forgetting is that they all want control. The Chinese want control of the world economics. I mean, why wouldn't they? Who doesn't want control? It's all about power and money. So of course they want control. The United States has had control of the economy and the world status as the currency for decades now because of the Bretton Woods Agreement. But unfortunately, we reneged on the Bretton Woods Agreement. We took our money off the gold standard in 1972, and we're printing it endlessly. And we weaponize the dollar. So the dollar's screwed. It is. It's just going downhill from here. Will the Chinese pick up the slack? I kind of don't think so. I think that they're doing the same thing, and if you take a look at their digital yuan is even worse. It's more about control, and that's what I was talking about yesterday. So I agree and I kind of disagree. Stop hating and have fun staying poor. Well, obviously you don't know me, sir, and I'll give you the benefit of the doubt that you made a mistake here because I'm not a hater and I'm not hating. I'm all about new technologies. I just look at stuff for what it really is, and obviously you are not, particularly with cryptos. And have fun staying poor. Okay, well, Lawton, I appreciate you watching. I really do. I hope I answered some of your questions. Feel free to comment again if you got any other questions or you want to continue this debate. Off the beaten path says, I believe when I'm able to hold, but that being said, all you need is a phone that works for access to your crypto. Yeah, I agree. But again, no power, no phone, no crypto. You can convert to currency for wherever you're at in the world. I own about 400+ of a few coin. Again, off the beaten path, I don't want anyone to think that I hate cryptos. I don't. I just my questions and the things I've been talking about are just facts. It's a fiat. That's a fact. It's not backed by anything. That's a fact. It's got huge whales in it right now. That's a fact. I'm not making stuff up, and I'm bringing up good questions and important points that people should know when they invest in these things. But anyway, hey, thanks for watching Off the Beaten Path. I agree with you 100% there. Yesterday's video, Made in the Stars. I should have said made by the stars, but it's made in the stars. Here's the reloaded version. I like the word reloaded. It sounds like part 2. But thanks for watching, folks. I really appreciate that. ZH, I looked at ZH today. Not too much to talk about in ZH. None of the zero hedge articles here about gold or silver. Crypto about to top Apple market cap as Bitcoin Ethereum surged to new record highs. Of course they are. Again, I don't think they're surging to record highs because of Joe Blow Public and the average Joe out there is investing in them. I think the average Joe amounts to a very small part of this Bitcoin rise. A lot of this Bitcoin rise is the big whales sticking large amounts of money in there. And what's going to happen is they're going to raise the price up. They're going to suck in all the small fish, and then they're going to pull out. And guess who gets left holding the bag? The small fish, the small Joes, the small Janes. Again, that's my opinion. Rabo says, when it comes to inflation, what does one... blah? Again, not too much in gold and silver in here. Credit Suisse last bonuses after... God, Credit Suisse got killed with that Archegos deal, I believe. I'm just amazed that a lot of these companies can even stay in business, and they're to the tunes of 4.7 billion, folks. Billion. How are we talking about losing $4.7 billion? Who lost that? I don't think the CEOs did. It was probably customer money, I'm sure, client money. So, again, not much going on here. I'm going to kind of leave, ZH, you can read it yourself. Bitcoin top 63. Again, not too much in gold and silver to talk about today. Let's look at gata.org. As I said, this should be in your bookmark bar. One of the best sites out there. Not one of, it is the best website when it comes to explaining how gold manipulation is done and who does it. Love this right here. This should be in your bookmark bars. And if this is your first time watching, make sure that you read the basics, confiscation, all this stuff right here. Read some of the articles. These guys are not some dude living in their mother's basement with a tinfoil hat. These are very smart people, and they know exactly what they're talking about. And as I've always said, of course the game is rigged. Don't let that stop you. If you don't play, you can't win. So gata.org. No articles here I'm going to read today. Again, I kind of pop on this and show you this because I'm encouraging. I want you to read it yourself. And there are some good articles in here. Simple math is about to cause an inflation problem. I recommend reading all these articles because they do put some good stuff out there. Singapore dealer prepares vault for 15,000 tons of silver. That's kind of good news as well. But again, I can make this report very long by reading this to you, or I can request that you read this stuff yourself, and that'll make you way smarter than the average bear. Let's take a look at markets. Markets are up today. The coin said down today, too. Kind of coin's been acting a little funky. Yesterday it said up a couple times, and then it was a down market, and then today it says down. So it's opposite world with the coin as of late. We're up $9 with gold, silver's up 50 cents, and platinum's up $8. You know, folks, the prices are just kind of like languishing in this mid 17 range and mid 20 range, and platinum in this 11 to 1200 range. Again, providing a good opportunity to buy. So the nice thing is it hasn't shot up much. So for folks that are waiting in for their tax money to get in, or folks are waiting for another paycheck, or waiting for something, hoping that they could buy gold and silver and platinum at lower prices, well, folks, these market manipulators are providing you a great opportunity to do that still. So if you haven't got in, you're great. You're still in good territory right here. So my recommendation is buy, hold, not to sell. And again, that's my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor of any sort. I'm just trying to teach you what I think, my opinion, and how I view things and what I've learned. Let's take a look at the gold to silver ratio. Kind of interesting here is we're sitting about 69 to 1, 70 to 1. And as you take... if you like looking at gold to silver ratios, you like looking at charts, period. There's no better chart maker out there than macro trends. They're absolutely the best. I love macro trends. They have all kinds of great cool charts. Their gold to silver ratio chart here is really cool too. Look, shows recessions, and I can turn it off, and I can turn that back on. Log scale kind of shows inflation index. You know, it counts for inflation, but I'm going to turn that on. I'm going to tell log scale off, and take a look at this gold to silver ratio. Again, I've always spoken, here is where we went off the gold standard. This is where France started asking for gold and started returning all our U.S. dollars to us in exchange for gold. I think it was de Gaulle at the time. Saw what the U.S. was doing. We were being irresponsible with Vietnam and a bunch of other wars in our spending. So de Gaulle started exchanging dollars for gold with the United States. So here's that period. Here's where Nixon took us off the gold standard, and you can see the gold to silver ratio slowly climbs up. 96 to 1 there was the height during 91, and that was before precious metals markets took off. And look at this right here. There's another high gold to silver ratio, 113 to 1. What do gold to silver ratios tell us? I don't know. I'll tell you later. I'll get into it later, actually. We've talked about this. But no less, great chart by Macro Trends. And Macro Trends have other charts. You know, I encourage you to go look, and if you do any kind of charts at all, whether it's gold or silver, equities or whatever, take a look at their charts. They're great. Best deals out there, folks, are still 90% constitutional U.S. silver coin. You can buy this stuff at spot plus $4. It's made by the same people that make Silver Eagles, which are overpriced. Don't buy Silver Eagles unless you can get them for less than a $5 premium, and I don't think you can unless you get lucky. So 90% is the best buy out there. Plus, in Florida, there's no sales tax on 90%, so you can buy less than $500 worth of silver and not get charged sales tax. Best deal out there on gold is still 1 ounce gold bars. You should not be paying more than $100 per ounce premium on any gold, in my opinion. So as long as you can buy gold bars at less than $100 an ounce premium. A lot maple leaves, gold maples, gold Krugerrands, gold eagles are all 100+ premiums right now. Gold eagles with some websites are as much as $200. And again, as you know, I advertise to beat all online sellers, SD, JM, and AppMax. Not all, but those big three. I advertise to beat those big three sellers on all their prices for any products that I have or can get. And it's pretty easy for me to do. And why do I tell you this? Even though you may be watching in Virginia or Oregon or somewhere and you're not living in my neighborhood. And I only deal local, folks. I don't do any online business. So if you were thinking of after watching this video, calling me and ordering some gold and silver, I'm sorry I can't help you. But what I can help you with, my mantra here, if you've been watching my shows, is buy local, spend it here, keep it here. Instead of going online and buying from an online vendor, I don't care if it's jewelry, tires, again, gold or silver, whatever it may be, coins, check with your local coin and precious metal dealer. Keep that money local if you can. If you go in there and their prices seem a little bit high, say, listen, I'd rather buy from you. Can you match these guys' prices at least? And give them the prices of the, the online guys. Again, if you have to drive even an hour, I recommend it. Keep the money in your state at least if you can't keep it in your city or your county. But buy local, spend it here, and keep it here. That's my mantra. Well, that's really about it. This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. Call me anytime between 10 and 4, Mondays through Fridays. If you've got any questions, happy to help you out. And that's really about it. If anything crazy happens today, I'll do another report. If not, I'll talk to you tomorrow. And gosh, I hope this report loads with YouTube properly today. Anyway, thanks again for watching, and have yourself a nice day. Bye.